This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Is there a shortage of vehicles for genuine buyers, or are doubts jumping the queue in showrooms? NDTV Hindu brings you this special report. New committee appointed to probe the 2G scam. Committee to focus on internal procedures of DOT since 2001.
Why was it given free? Was it consistent with procedures? And we will look at the industry across the board.
CBI finds 3 diaries with cryptic numbers, but they pertain to a time before the Spectrum scam. Will they help crack the 2G money trail? Nagapattinam Sessions Court awards death penalty to primary accused in a rape and murder case. Are government buildings able to assist the differently abled? Critical question raised in the Rajya Sabha. Madras High Court grants reprieve to Seaman and Carter, squashes detention orders, allows release on bail. Men in blue look to keep the winning streak going in Chennai, even as Kiwis struggle to register their first win of the season.
Probably one of the only guys who played one-day cricket here in India, so for the rest of the side it was a learning experience, and hopefully we're better for it come World Cup time.
Well, a very good evening and welcome to Late Night News with me, Ashmit Kumar. Let's have a look at news stories from across the country. Ratan Tata rolls up his sleeves, counterpunches the BJP, alleges flip-flops in the telecom under the NDA regime. Markets are hammered out of shape, scams and controversies take a toll as stocks take a beating. Government sources tell NDTV that the Prasar Bharati CEO could be suspended after President gives it the go-ahead for an inquiry. The US admits that WikiLeaks revelations have been embarrassing but praises Karzai for his muted response. India insulted in the US, envoy Meera Shankar searched at the airport authorities. And some critical developments in the 2G scam. A one-man committee has been appointed to probe the issue to telecom licenses and the allocation of spectrum between 2001 and 2009. Now, interestingly, this comes on the back of the Tata NDA spat, where Ratan Tata has pointed towards the culpability of the NDA regime in the scam. Now, the new telecom minister Kapil Sibal announced that the committee will look into the internal operations of the telecom ministry. He also added that he was expecting to see results by the end of this month.
We are talking about internal procedures of the ministry, the policies and procedures of the ministry, whether the procedures enunciated were followed, if spectrum was given free, to whom it was given free, right, from 2001 till date, right, why was it given free, was it consistent with procedures, and we will look at the industry across the board.
Now, interestingly, in what is being termed as a measured defense of alleged allotment of spectrum at below market rates, Kapil Sibal remarked that the sector should not be viewed as a source of revenue, as high cost of radio waves may prohibit the telecompanies from providing low tariffs. He added that broadband and telecom should be looked upon as vehicles of empowerment.
Though revenue is very important and must be a very important consideration on all this, there are social and economic considerations as well. And therefore, we must look at every sector in a holistic fashion.
Now, however, the opposition was not impressed. Arun Jaitley, a senior BJP leader, ridiculed this commission as an attempted cover-up by the government and reiterated the opposition's demand for a JPC probe.
We, on the behalf of the BJP, wholly reject this suggestion. And it is curious that it is not even a commission of inquiry. A commission is required to hold public hearings. It is required to give notices to people. This is only an executive appointed committee. On all these grounds, I reiterate that we reject this whole suggestion of this committee of a retired judge being formed to look into this entire issue.
Now, many names have been dragged in the shadows of the 2G spectrum scam, and one of them is, of course, the business mogul Ratan Tata. Today he said that most telecom flip-flops occurred during the BJP regime, and so the period of investigations into the 2G scam should be extended to 2001. Now, he was responding to allegations posed by Rajya Sabha member R. Chandrasekhar in a letter over the 2G scam. Now, Tata went on to deny that he had been given any advantages by A. Raja or any other minister. In fact, he was on the offensive when he said that Chandrasekhar's affiliation to a particular party is well known and that this was merely an endeavour to embarrass the Prime Minister. Now, Kapil Sibal, however, was careful while commenting on the public spat that has broken out between the Tata Group and Chandrasekhar. He cited the spat as unfortunate and assured the telecom players of a level playing field.
There's nothing to do. Come on, we don't. I mean, I was told about the letter in the afternoon. You think we've all done this in the afternoon? I was in the.
Speaking of investigations into the 2G scam, after raiding the properties of former Telecom Minister A. Raja and his aides, the CBI says it has recovered 3 diaries from Raja's home. The diaries contain codes and mostly refer to his tenure in the Environment Ministry. But the CBI is figuring if there are codes of Raja's investment details or payments to parties. The big question now, does the diary have evidence to nail the former minister? Sources have told NDTV that the investigation will speed up now, and it's only a matter of time before Mr. Raja is questioned. Well, the Law Minister has said that the government cannot intervene at the moment and will not comment while the raids are still on.
No reason for government to drag his feet. There is a process of law. There is a rule of law in the country. It will go according to that. There are courts involved. Investigating agencies are involved. You know, the government, if they interfere in the investigation process, that will be bad for the country.
Meanwhile, Janata Party Chief Subramanian Swamy, who went to court asking why the Prime Minister didn't give sanction to prosecute Raja, has said that the Public Accounts Committee probing the 2G scam should summon both Ratan Tata and Chandrasekhar and look into the allegations.
That's good, because we want to know the truth, and the more these people all blame each other, the better. Or both of them, both Chandrasekhar and Tata, should be summoned by the Public Accounts Committee.
Now, moving away from the 2G saga and to some local developments, in some critical developments at that, the Nagapattinam Sessions Court has awarded the death penalty in a child rape and murder case to the accused Kumar, alias Left Kumar. Now, after the incident was reported, the accused was absconding but was nabbed when the case was brought to the attention of CBCID. Now, on the 4th of October 2002, Kumar, a mason by profession, entered the house of Navita and Sangeeta, 2 young girls. He tied Sangeeta in one corner of the room and raped Navita. Now, in an attempted cover-up, he tried to kill both the girls and their younger brother Manikandan by cutting their throats with a sickle. While Manikandan died on the spot, the 2 sisters recovered with medical help. After more than 6 years of investigations, he was nabbed by the CBCID in December 2008. For more on this, we were joined by Archana, the ADGP of the CBCID, who gave us the details of this case.
In fact, it is not as if it is the first and unprecedented judgment. It has been done earlier occasion also. But since this has come very close to this Coimbatore case, this would be very, very, timely judgment for this case, I would say, because of late public has felt very outraged because of this increasing crime against children. I definitely hear the age of the victim and the vulnerable circumstances in which the crime has been perpetrated on these children would have weighed heavily in the mind of the judge while awarding this extreme penalty. In fact, this case was reported way back in October 2002, and it was transferred to the CBCID after 4 years in 2006. And this accused was absconding. He was at large for quite some time, and it was only with a lot of efforts he was nabbed in 2008. So I must say that it is to the credit of the investigating teams that they did not, in fact, relax their efforts, and they saw to it that this accused is nabbed and then he is ultimately brought to justice.
Now, is the small wonder breathing its last on the Indian roads? Has the People's Car been given a thumbs down? Find out on the other side.